Philly, Philly, Philly's where I am from. You are tuned into the Philly Culture Podcast. If you have not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of the episodes. I am your host, Taja Morris, the founder of Sisters with the Agenda and Your Culture Connection. And we have Kaima Akbar, the co-host of Urban Queens. And we have came together to put on and shine a little light on Philly. The Philly Culture Podcast is here to talk about our upbringing in the city of Philadelphia and how it has birthed our hustle. Philly has some great creators, entrepreneurs, and community leaders who have been creating cultures in the city of Philadelphia for years. So stay tuned and check out some of the great people we have. And if you missed out on any episodes, make sure you go back and follow. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do so now. All right, we are live for another episode of the Philly Culture Podcast, and we are here. I'm Tanja Morris. I am the founder of Sisters with the Agenda, Your Culture Connection, and the co-host here at the Philly Culture Podcast. I got my co-host with me.
Yo, it's me, Kaima Akbar, Urban Queens creator and owner, and today we have our special guest, Dre. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Andre Fisher. I go by Drizzy Dread.
All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a father. I have 3 sons. I'm a cinematographer from Philly. I grew up uptown. Hardworking. I love to film. Just moving around. The camera took me everywhere. Like, camera kind of fell into my lap. So that's a little brief about me.
Okay. So tell us about your upbringing and how your upbringing here in Philly and how it shaped your hustle and got you into the things that you do now.
Well, I was raised by a single father, and he taught me at an early age to be very independent. So early on, like I was cooking since 6.
Okay.
Just taught me how to just be my own self, be a leader. And I got a brother, he's a year older than me, so he just, young, he was like, y'all stick together, have each other back. So that kind of transitioned over to adult, like just being there for people, looking out for people. And as far as like my upbringing that got me doing what I'm doing now, I was always like talented and creative. So
Okay.
I went to art school. I got a scholarship to go to art school maybe in 5th or 6th grade.
Okay. Here in Philly?
In Philly.
Okay.
So
What was it called?
Art Institute.
Okay.
So it was like with Saturday classes. So in art school, I went to Henry. That's in Mount Airy. And I used to draw all the time. I love art class. So the teacher took a notice to it and was like, you got a talent for this. Like, I got a little class you can do in the summertime where you can just brush up on your skills. It'd probably be good. So he talked to my dad. I got a scholarship. I went there. I did that for a year. And it was like, I was more in the streets, like playing football and stuff like that. Like, so it was like kind of set me down.
Right.
Yeah. But I always had like a niche for creativity.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit more about like your just upbringing in Philly. Like what is part of the culture that like shaped you? Outside of the arts, what were some other things that you got into growing up?
Honestly,
What part of Philly you from?
I'm from uptown.
Uptown.
Yeah.
So tell us about
Well, I
how
kind of moved
uptown
around. So, all
culture
right,
kinda-
so I lived with my mom, like from like birth to like 6 years old.
Okay.
So we lived in North Philly and Nicetown. Then I moved uptown with my pop.
Okay.
So, North Philly kids is advanced. You feel me? Like, we be outside. You feel me?
Outside. Y'all see
That's
it?
why you
So-
was cooking at 6.
Yeah, so it was like, coming from down there and then coming uptown, we ran around. My pop, like, he let us be young men. You feel me? And like I said, I got a brother, so you'll let your kids go when you know they got a sibling. You feel me? So,
right,
yeah, so
right.
just being outside and seeing things. When you're outside, you see things. You feel me? And I think what kind of opened my eyes up to see how older people moved outside.
Right.
Like fly cars, money, stuff like that. It excites a kid, So being outside early, it was like, that's what I want, But I didn't really want to do the things.
Okay.
You feel me? So that's kind of got me with my hustle. Like, I seen how hustlers move, I liked how they looked. I liked how they moved. So it was kind of like, wow, I chose to do something right you know, to make some bread.
So to hustle in a different way,
In a
but
different way.
still kind of apply that same hustle to something that was more important or good for you, and not bad, positive.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Positive.
That's a good.
So a big part of what I know about Dre is football in Germantown. So talk about like doing football in Germantown. We had always the Thanksgiving game with King was a big thing. Talk about how did that like build connections with you in the city of Philadelphia, because I think what you do, you also are very known, and it helped you build network already at a younger age.
Okay, so football, I mean, Philly is small, right? But sports make everything smaller.
Right.
Because you got people that's from all different neighborhoods playing. So Little League, I'm playing with people from all over, and then in high school, we playing grads, we playing South Philly, so I just create bonds with people from different teams. So ninth grade, it was like the summer of ninth grade, I went out on the field. I played JV for maybe half the season and moved up to varsity. So I've been playing varsity since ninth grade. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of good.
Job.
Yeah, I was kind of good. So and just like our coach, we had at that time, Coach Hawkins was our coach. He was tough. He was tough.
Mr. Hawkins, shout out to Mr. Hawkins.
Hawk was tough. So it was like, it's just like a brotherhood. You know, sports, not even just football, basketball, any type of girls athletic, boys athletics, like it's a community, you know, and you kind of like stick with those brothers throughout your life. Like no matter what, like I can be in LA, I might know somebody that I played against or played with, and it's still love, you know. So because you battle on the field, you know, and you earn your stripes, you earn your respect.
You get heartbroken, you get hurt, you have the highs and the lows when you're on the field. So that creates a connection.
Yeah,
definitely.
for sure.
That's dope to be able to go from state to state and have connections. Right. And we grew up in a time of like rivalries and, you know, neighborhoods beefing. How did you like navigate through that space? Because I feel like that wasn't really a thing for you. And I know you said sports was part of that, but what part of your character do you think played a role in you being able to navigate and even have friends on other teams in other parts of the city?
Just being a leader. Just being a leader, not a follower. You know, it's like they say 90% of the world is followers, 10% are leaders. You know, so and Taz, you know, we walked the same hallways. Like it was treacherous in Germantown. You know, so to kind of like not get involved with the beef, athletics kept me off of that. You know, I played football, baseball. I went out for basketball for a little bit, but I kind of grew out of basketball. But yeah, just staying focused and doing that, and like people just respect that, and real recognize real, you know. So it's like the way I carry myself, the way I was raised, I just didn't fall victim to that, you know. Like I knew people around that was like in the mix of things and stuff like that. I just stayed out of it. And like when you move a certain way, people respect that. They don't bother you. Plus I was like 200 pounds in Germantown.
But I like that part, and just like for the youth to understand it, and just people in general, like when you really stand on 10 toes and you are who you are, you get so much respect versus the person that is the follower. Like you're trying to conform to something and you don't even realize you don't even get respected for it. You know, so you can stay out the way and still be in the mix. Because like I said, you was we both was in everything good. And it was just like it was what it was, and you know, and it was respect and it was love. Just from, like you said, being a leader, just being an individual. So for you, before we start transitioning into what you're doing now, who in Philly or from Philly, you know, we have a lot of people from, not even just the famous people, but just Philly is known for different people putting on for the city. Who has inspired you along your journey?
It's funny because when I started, I wasn't really inspired by nobody, you know. But once I got into it, I had got inspired by Benny Boom. It's like he like an old Benny Boom.
Okay, Benny Boom. Okay.
You never heard of him? Okay, so Benny Boom, he directed series on NCIS. He does music videos for.
From Philly?
He's from Philly, West Philly. Yeah, he went to Overbrook.
Shout out to Benny Boom.
Watch your movies.
Text us that name.
Right.
Give you some love.
Music videos, a lot.
That's dope. Okay.
The OG, like
Nice.
And what inspired you about him?
Just like how his drive and the things that he did, you know, like he was somebody from where I'm from,
right?
And he's doing and he's at a level where I want to get it.
Right.
You know, so you know, ain't nothing else better than having somebody that's where you from that knows the struggle,
Right.
he knows the life, you know, and just to get somewhere. So yeah,
You can kind of see
how far it can go.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, how far you can take
What
it.
it definitely could be.
Yeah.
You said something different though, that you was raised by a single father. You know, most people, of course, you know, had a single mother and things like that. So
Shout out to the moms too.
Yes,
Shout out to the moms.
always definitely shout out to the moms.
But I think
shout
the
out to the
moms,
fathers, though.
you hear the stories about
So,
the
right,
single moms.
right.
So I think that was like a highlighting point.
Yeah.
So how was it for you, like growing up with a single father?
It was like it's kind of hard because you know you used to like when you get hurt you run to mommy, you used to get babied by mommy and stuff like that. With dads it's like they try to give you that love, but there's only a certain way they can show that love.
Right.
You feel me? So it was like we had a good time growing up, you know, like like I said, when I said before, it teaches you how to be independent because
Right.
as growing up as a young man, you taught not to really cry, not to
Daddy
whine.
won't
Yeah,
coddle
we
like
ain't
that.
doing that. You
Too
feel
much
me?
coddle.
Yeah, so you might fall down.
Figure it out, son.
Son, get up.
Right.
One of my dad's favorite lines, like, you can't cry over spilled milk. You feel me? Like,
Okay.
so it just teach you how to have a thick skin, you know? Like, growing up with a father, just teach you how to be independent early, you know? And how to provide, you know? And just how to be there, how to make sacrifices, you know? And just be honest, you know?
Right. That's good.
Well, God blessed you with 3 boys, so
Right.
how has that been?
Rough.
You got 3
It's
boys?
been rough.
Oh, wow.
And right now I'm raising my son by myself.
Wow.
You feel me? I'm a single father, you know, and it has its moments, you know, it's fun because it's like I had him at like 19, 20.
Right.
How old is he now?
So he's 15.
15. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that age. Okay. When you in the thick of it. My daughter's 24, so
Yeah.
you in
He going
the
to
thick of
9th
it right
grade.
now. Yeah.
He going to 9th grade?
Yeah, he going to 9th grade.
Oh wow. Okay. You ready for that?
Yeah, I try to keep him active. I try to keep him active in sports, track, football. That's the only thing, two sports he do.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, I tell him stay away from the girls. Stay away from them.
And look at the one talking.
Look, I was a ladies' man young.
Exactly. That's why I'm surprised. God bless you with
Yeah,
boys.
yeah.
This was definitely the ladies'
He ain't
day
probably ain't
over
done
here.
yet. He gonna have little girls. She gonna
Like,
get it
I
all.
try to just tell
Gonna
him.
be spoiled.
Like, I talk to him like not as a friend because a lot of people get those twisted.
Yeah.
Like they talk to their kids like they're their friends. I don't do that. Like even on the football field, he moved out to Jersey with me and he played little league sports. And the moms there was like, "That's a grown man." I said, "No, he's not. He's a little boy."
Really?
Yeah. He's
we
big as
we
big.
definitely not gonna treat
Yeah,
you
we not
like
doing that.
no grown man,
Yeah,
not
we
at
not doing
14, 15 years
Yeah,
old.
no, we're not doing that. So,
Okay.
yeah, I just try to keep him active and out the way.
Absolutely.
Well, shout out to you. Shout out to you. He needs that.
All the single fathers.
I'm glad
Yes.
he transitioned over because Pickett would have sucked him up.
Mhm.
He was at Pickett when I was at Pickett. How the tables turn. Look, I get all the kids. So now you in the videography. You call this something else? What you call it?
Cinematography.
Cinematography.
Okay.
How did you transition into that? Because we was actually talking to our other guests and they were saying how you were doing photography for the rump classes.
Mhm.
So talk about the journey of photography, videography, and how you got to where you are now.
Okay, so it all started with football. So when I went to college, I had to pick an elective, easy class, right?
And you went to change.
I went to change. So I picked a photography class, right? So we had to go buy a camera, take pictures around the campus. So our basketball team was lit. Like the games used to be lit.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
y'all ever went to an
Oh,
HBCU basketball game?
I've been up to Cheney, Lincoln, all the.
It's electrifying. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna take
Definitely
the camera there and film, right? So I would film and I play sports, so I know the movements. I know what people like to see. You know, I know what to capture.
Right.
You feel me? So it was easy. So then I go to my dorm and I edit like a clip, like a full game. And everybody on the team was like from Philly. So I put Chris and Eve on like the background music. Took it to the basketball floor and passed it out, let them see it. Man, next thing you know, they run into me with clips. Like, yo, can you do my
Do
home?
this
Can you
one,
do
do
this,
that
can you do that?
one.
That Philly hustle
Nice.
come
Yeah,
out.
Nice.
yeah. So then coming to Philly, coming back home, I did the Rump tournament, and like this one Rump was at Mallory. It was a small gym.
What is the Rump tournament? Real quick.
So all right, so Danny Rump, he passed away. He was a basketball player from Philly.
Okay.
And he had like a promising career. Like he went to Western Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken, and he was just a baller from Uptown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he passed away at the gym. He was playing basketball. Yeah, he had something wrong with his heart.
Okay.
He passed away. So they had.
Hank?
Yeah, sort of like he had the same thing.
Okay,
Hank Adams.
okay,
He had the
wow,
same.
okay.
He had the same heart disease.
Wow.
So they had did a tournament in honor of his name and stuff like that.
And it's been going on for how many years now?
Dang, probably since 2009, maybe 2010.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Don't quote me on that. I'm not
Okay.
sure. It's been a minute though.
So we around
It's been a
here.
couple
It's
years.
been a long
Okay,
time.
that's nice.
So I started to film the Rump tournament, and that brought back players that's in the NBA from Philly, and then their friends from other teams came and just turned up for Danny Rump. So that was
So
kind
like
of
how you was talking about the basketball games.
Yeah.
One game.
Yeah.
This
That
became
used to
the
be there,
thing.
right? Okay, so
Yeah.
that was the next because like I remember them having like something like that for Hank Gathers
Yeah.
and things like that, but I've never heard of that. So
Yeah,
that's
this is the
interesting.
Uptown.
For it to still be something that's connected to Philly,
Yeah.
all in that. Okay.
So that's how I started, and just like filming that, editing that, and sports and entertainment, it goes together.
Hand in hand, right?
Hand in hand. So from there, it was like, all right, I got this camera. The tournament was only every summer, and then I was still running around. So it's like I hung with music artists and stuff like that, just from around Philly. And I'm always the type of person like, how can I add value to something or to someone? I don't just want to hang around. Like, what can we do? So I started filming the artists. And I started music videos.
Who was your first artist that you filmed?
The first, like, big artists, or just like,
Just in general.
probably like Quilly.
Okay.
Yeah, Quilly Mills.
He
Yeah.
was big from Philly.
Right.
From Germantown. Main Street. Quilly used to get on my nerves. He used to get on my nerves.
Yeah. I used to be with Quilly a lot back then. And I'm just like, get a camera, and we started shooting.
So you actually was using the camera, it wasn't like something you started doing on your phone and then transitioned.
Well, it's funny you said that. Yeah, I did an iPhone series. I started filming on my phone too.
Okay.
Because cameras back then was expensive.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, I filmed a lot of stuff on my phone. I actually still got that video on my YouTube, on my camera, because Quilly called it Drizzy Dread iPhone series.
You want to send us the clip so we can play it for the Philly culture.
Yeah, I got you.
So talk about some of the work that you're doing now, some of the artists that you're working with. You talk about being able to go to state to state. So talk about how that journey has been for you. Because you stepped it up a whole nother notch. I'm like, he's a professional.
Yeah.
I went to school with him.
So, Curtis Brinkley, he played Little League with me, right? And he's like the CEO of Stacker Star.
Okay.
And he's a good friend of mine. So he had an artist from his project, Atmosphere Projects, and he hit me up to do a music video for him. So we did the video. Maybe like 3 months later, he signed a deal with Interschool. Yeah. So.
And what's the young woman?
Young K.
That's the one that just had the party.
No, Boone had the party.
Okay.
Yeah, with Stacker Star, because they signed a joint partnership with Def Jam.
Okay.
So yeah, they threw a party.
Shout out to Abbotsford, like the basketball league used to be in a little court.
I got some feeling that look at
So finish talk about what else are you working on? You worked on with Lean.
Yeah, Lean Bean. I work with Lean Bean. Just a lot of up and coming artists, and some polished artists. Like when you the first thing you do with an artist, you hear them, and then you see them. So playing that big part of just creating that image for the artist, So it's like a couple young boys, Meduski, that's my young boy, Drag-A-Lot. I work with him one-on-one, try and get his stuff off the ground. We've been working together for about 3 or 4 years, music videos, but I knew him ever since he was 2. His mom did my hair. Yeah, so I watched him grow up.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's a bunch of artists.
So do you
like
keep it like just with artists or?
Well, I'm open to create. I'm a creator,
Okay.
so I'm not just strictly bound to just music videos, So I don't work with businesses, hairstylists.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I done did commercials, weddings. I do a lot of weddings. Sometimes I do photography. I actually did a 1-year-old photo shoot in this studio.
Oh,
Like
wow.
what?
Oh, really?
Last week.
Okay.
Yeah, last week. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, I move around a lot. So I'm not just like bound to one thing. Like anything with a camera, I can do. Yeah.
That's the hustle.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
hustle.
right.
But it's crazy because I don't know who I was listening to, but they were saying like, you know, sometimes we're always trying to get with the people that's already ahead, right? But when you start with people that's just coming up, then that's how you build your name, because that's going to be legacy for you. So shout out to you and the work that you're creating.
Thank you.
Now, how did you sharpen your lens with the photography? You know, starting with an iPhone, how did you start to pick up like different things that you're now implementing in your art?
Just seeing things, just going out and just seeing, you know. So it's like I said, I had shadowed Benny Boone before. He invited us to his set, and just seeing how that industry moved, you know, seeing the cameras they use, seeing the lenses that they use, you know, all different type of equipment. Like it get real goofy, you know, like they got cameras that's like 70,000, you know, so it's like, yeah, so it's like you start here and then it's like, dang, it get like that, you know, so it's just like, just finding a piece of glass, you know, like that lens, you know, and it's like, and once you got the eye, like it's like putting on glasses, you know, you can see further, you feel me? Yeah, so once you got the eye, the vision for something, and just the hunger for it, you're gonna find it, you know, you're gonna find the information to put your stuff to the next level, you know, so.
Right. It's how you put yourself around the information and the people who kind of advance it.
And just be that fly on the wall.
Right.
You know?
Put yourself in a room,
Yeah.
regardless of why you in the room,
Yeah.
you know, to be able to absorb that. So that's, you definitely got to do that.
Well, shout out to you. I love what I'm seeing. I love the work.
Thank you.
Like I said, and it's coming. I feel like it's a different look too.
Right.
It doesn't have a look that I seen before.
Everybody else is,
So I love it.
Uniqueness to
Lean's
it.
videos that you're doing right now, I love it because she's one of my people from Philly that I'm just waiting. I keep waiting for all her projects.
Shout out to Lena, like she deserved her flowers. Like I had bought a new camera and I'm like, and I wasn't really working as much because like being a dad, it's just a lot, you know, raising, so it's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I had Lean up like, yo, let's work. Like let's lock in, let's work. And she was like, she sent me music. I listen to it instantly. When I hear music, I see it.
Okay.
You know, like
That's the process.
yeah, like some people listen to music and vibe to it. I see it. You know, so it's like I'm like, we gotta shoot this. So the one we did God's Gift, and then we did what's the other one we did? I'm drawing a blank right now, but the one we did you see the one we did in the at the Arboretum, like with the flowers and stuff?
No, I don't think I seen that one. God's Gift is when she got the scarf on, right?
Yeah.
You know,
No, God's Gift is the one we did in the museum. I don't know, I do so many videos. But the one we did, I'm like, y'all, we gotta be here, it's pure, we gotta have the flowers, we gotta just show God's gifts to the world.
Directing and everything,
Everything.
Too.
Yeah,
Okay.
everything. Like I wear several hats, you know.
Nice.
And it's not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to have a crew. But you know, it's like sometimes you gotta do what you
Build
gotta
it from the ground
do. So I write, I treatment write, which is you send me the music, I write out a description of the music, you know, find locations, I edit, I color. It's like I do a bunch of stuff, you know. A lot of people see like when you shoot a film, like when you shoot it, doing it the right way, like you shoot it flat. There's no color in it.
Right.
You know, it's like gray and white.
Right,
It's like
right.
and you just add the colors in post. So yeah,
That's
it's
dope.
It's a process.
That's dope. Like I always say, when you don't know a person's craft, you really don't know what it takes.
To even do what they do.
You just think you pulling out the camera and
just
putting
shooting.
it together. But to really be, you know, like that hustle mindset and that creativeness, and this is why I love our black men and being able to highlight our black men because y'all are so talented and intelligent. And to be able to give that service, like you said, to be a valuable asset to the people that you're hanging around. Not just wasting time, but figuring out how can I help elevate your craft as well. So I commend you, you know, growing up together, seeing us running the streets and running your
Now,
house
right?
Right.
Came a long way, right?
Yeah, we came a long way. And look, that's public schools, we creating some great things here in the city of Philly. So
Sure.
don't ever underestimate where you come from, where you've been at, because growing up in Germantown, so there's some things.
The level that you can get to,
We
definitely.
used to be cutting class and all that.
it was
Y'all was on the balcony too. I heard about the balconies or whatever.
the hallway,
Yeah, stairway.
Whatever was
The back
going on
stairway.
back stairway.
Yeah, it was a lot. We did a lot of things. A lot of neighborhoods, running the streets of
That's high
Uptown,
school for you. That's really high
Brickyard.
school.
I ain't really hang with the Hay Street.
Gotta have a
but,
little grit to it. Gotta have that,
And it just help you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It helps you later on in life. It shapes
some
you.
character.
It does.
You know what I'm
It
saying? So it's necessary in a sense for just the evolution. We come from where we come from.
Right.
So, we take it and we can use it for all different kind of things. So tell everybody, how they can find you, what we can, expect from you coming up, things like that.
Oh, well, y'all can find me on Instagram at Drizzy Dreads _ just be on the lookout for more projects. I got documentaries, I got short films that I'm actually in the process of writing, and just helping out artists, continue to shoot, creating that image for the artists. So be on the lookout for that. It's a lot to come, a whole lot to come.
Do you got a YouTube channel or?
I do. I got a YouTube channel. So Andre Drizzy Dreads Fisher. You can Google that. I'm gonna pop right up. If you put my name in Google, you'll find me. I'll be on there.
Drizzy Dread. You're gonna find them. Just look them up.
Well, thank
He
you
out
for
there.
tuning in.
Yes.
This is another episode of the Philly Culture Podcast where we talk about our upbringing in the city of Philly and how it has shaped our hustle. And we are just checking in with those who are creating culture here in the city and keeping it in the city. So you can tune in and you can find us on all streaming platforms. Make sure you tune in to the Philly Culture Podcast Instagram page. Follow us, give us some feedback, and let us know how you feel about us. All right, thank you.